My predictions for the 2017-2018 UEFA Champions League round of 16 draw. Beginning with Juventus and Ajax. Now this year, I'm predicting Juventus to win the Champions League. And they won, the last time they won the Champions League 23 years ago, occurred against Ajax. Juventus won 4-2 on penalty kicks. They beat Ajax in the Champions League final. So destiny says that Juventus should be able to face off Ajax. Again, the powers that be that control the draw, no doubt, are going to draw Juventus against Ajax. Matchup number 2. Borussia Dortmund against Liverpool, the runner-up of last year's Champions League against the top team in Bundesliga. The last time Borussia Dortmund won Bundesliga occurred with Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp used to be the manager of Borussia Dortmund. He is the manager of Liverpool. Liverpool were runner-ups of last year's Champions League. Borussia Dortmund were runner-ups in 2013 against Bayern Munich over at London. Dortmund lost the game 2-1 with Klopp as manager against Bayern Munich in the Champions League final of that year. So Borussia Dortmund against Liverpool is going to be matchup number 2. Matchup number 3 is PSG against Tottenham. Now, Lucas Moura scored today to send Tottenham through to the last 16. If Lucas Moura did not score that equalizer, then Inter Milan would have gone through into the round of 16 instead. This was a very scripted goal in the 85th minute. It's Paris Saint-Germain in the system of gematria that equals 85. Now, the reason why Tottenham's going to face off against PSG after this equalizer, it is because Lucas Moura used to play with Paris Saint-Germain. He played with Paris Saint-Germain from 2013 to 2018. He scores the equalizer to send Tottenham through. Destiny will call on Tottenham Hotspur to face off against Paris Saint-Germain. Matchup number 4 is Manchester City and Schalke. Why didn't Sané play in the World Cup? Yada, yada, yada. I think he'll show why. He broke out with Schalke back in 2014. He played with Schalke from 2014 to 2016. He played youth years with Schalke. If I were to bet on a goal scorer away at Schalke for Manchester City, it's this guy, Leroy Sané. And he steps it up for Manchester City against Schalke. On to the next one. Real Madrid against Lyon. Lyon beating Manchester City. It is someone that has to perform without Cristiano Ronaldo. That guy would be Frenchman Karim Benzema, born at Lyon, France. And he played with the club for quite a bit of time. He played with Lyon from 2004 to 2009, and then he went on to play for Real Madrid. So it is Madrid to face off against Lyon before they have to face off against Cristiano Ronaldo at some point. These 5 matchups are my sure locks. My sure locks are this one, this one, this one, and this one. These are my 4 locks. Now, Porto and Manchester United would be the next one. Winners with 13 points in their group for Porto. Naturally, they should face off against Manchester United because Jose and Man U equal 13 in gematria, and here Porto FC it doesn't show the fucking Champions League. Okay, here, so Porto, okay, they've actually have 16 points. That's my bad there, but my main point is that Jose Mourinho defeated Porto, or he defeated Manchester United as a member of Porto. Jose Mourinho managed Porto to Champions League glory back in 2003-2004. So I think naturally Manchester United should be able to face off against Porto again. And Bus Parking United in Porto would make for a close game. So this is, my next one is going to be a rematch between Barcelona and Roma. Payback for last year. That's really the main storyline going on with that particular matchup. Now, matchup number 8, I've got Bayern and Atletico. I don't see much for Bayern and Atletico, but the last time that Manuel Neuer was healthy for a full Champions League campaign, Atletico was in their group. Bayern Munich, it's been a while since they beat a La Liga team in the knockout, so that's probably the storyline going on with Atletico and Bayern is, can they beat La Liga in the Champions League knockout stage? These are all of my knockout predictions, but there are some certain tributes to look out for if I end up being incorrect about certain games. As dry as it sounds, Porto against Roma is a possibility because manager Eusebio Di Francesco was named after a Portuguese football legend. So if the powers that be at UEFA want Roma to go on to the quarters, because remember, Roma built a new stadium, so this Champions League money is going to help them pay for it. That's why the game against Barcelona was rigged last year, and this is why Roma went all the way to the semis last year, is because they have money to pay for a stadium. So don't be surprised if you see Porto face off against Roma instead of Manchester United. And number 2, I can see Manchester City facing off against Roma because Edin Dzeko used to be a striker for AS Roma. He went on loan and then the club bought him. But very clearly right here should be a snapshot of what to expect for the Champions League right here. These are my Champions League draw predictions for the round of 16.